Welcome back, Wellness Rebels. Dr. Natalie Gentile here, direct primary care physician and lifestyle medicine boarded doc with a passion for food and fitness. Welcome to my kitchen. So today we are going to answer a question I've been getting a lot lately about plant protein. We all know that the general agreement is we can increase more plants into our diet to improve our long-term health. And a lot of times people are wondering, well, if I'm not eating a ton of meat or a ton of animal products, where am I going to get my protein from? And that's a myth. Really, a plant-based diet or a plant-centered lifestyle and dietary pattern can give you all the protein that you need. A lot of times you'll hear people talking about the essential amino acids or how do I get a complete protein? And what they're talking about is when you want to get all of the amino acids that you need, 9 of them you can't get from your own body and you need to get them from your diet. Those are the 9 essential amino acids. So to get a complete protein, sometimes we need to combine different types of proteins to get all of those essential amino acids. And that needs to be over the course of a day. It doesn't all have to be in every single meal you eat. Let's talk about some great plant sources of protein. So I've got a lot of them laid out in front of me. I'm going to show you nut butters like sunflower seed butter, peanut butter, almond butter are great sources of fat and protein. This peanut butter, for example, has 8 grams of protein in a serving. I love to make pastas out of brown rice and quinoa pasta or even chickpea pasta. This is a great option. In a serving of this chickpea pasta, there's 20 grams of protein. What about our straight up nuts and seeds? Cashews, pepitas or pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. These are going to get you about 5 to 8 grams of protein per serving. Chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, another awesome source of plant protein that you can sprinkle into smoothies on top of salads, etc. Beans, dried beans, canned beans, love them, incorporating them all the time. And you know what you can do is couple, I've got some brown rice here, some beans with rice, protein right there, complete protein, combining these two. There's a source, there's a meal. Also, another great option is quinoa, very high in protein. This one has 6 grams of protein per serving. Quinoa you can mix up into a salad, you can make a dish itself, mix it up with a bunch of different vegetables and toss it with a dressing. One of the favorites in our house is a sauteed or baked tofu. We make just a bunch of these cubes. Whatever you marinate them and couple them with, it takes on that taste. The firmer your tofu is, the higher protein content you're gonna get. Tofu is an amazing source of plant-based protein that you can incorporate throughout your week. And avocados, this was one I was surprised about. They have about 4 grams of protein in a medium-sized avocado. So up that guac intake. How much protein do you need? Our country's pretty protein obsessed. So in reality, a sedentary person should get about 0.8 grams per kilogram of protein per day. As you increase the amount of exercise and activity you're doing, those needs go up. They might increase to about 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram per day, up to a max of about 2 grams per kilogram per day. And it's also not just about the amount of activity you're doing, but as you age, we increase our risk for sarcopenia, which is muscle mass loss. Your increased needs over age and time are going to go up to about 1.2 to 1.7 grams per kilogram. We don't want to have too much protein in our diet, and a lot of times the average American is getting twice as much protein as they need in a day. And so what you risk when you increase too much protein in your diet is potentially affecting the kidneys, and also all that excess protein ends up being stored as fat. Your body is going to use what it needs after that muscle mass breakdown with physical activity, and the rest is not going to be used. So paying attention to your protein intake is very important, and we all know that. Incorporating more plant proteins is going to have great long-term benefit for your entire body health, and I hope you enjoyed some of these ways that you can do that. Thanks for showing up for you, and we'll see you next time. Stay well.